Hi guys, hope you all are doing well and had a good day in the market. So we start with the disclaimer, right? Anything and everything that I will share here today will only be for informational purposes. So pause it, give it a read. I'm not a SEBI registered, personnel or an entity, right? Everything that I will share here will be my personal, opinion and consult your financial analyst, right? So the reason why I came live is because things are getting more and more interesting, right? I did the weekly analysis earlier this weekend. So if you have not seen it, please go and watch it, because if you haven't, then this session will not make any sense, right? So I thought I might as well just come live instead of recording and then uploading it. Makes my life a little easy, right? So we've also covered the long term view there. So please go and watch it, right? So what we had marked here was this as a W, right? X, and we said Y is unfolding, right? We can, this can either be a WXY or an ABC, does not matter, right? We've covered that in detail in our analysis, what we did during the weekend, right? And we were somewhere in here when we did that analysis, right? And Friday when the market opened, hold on, this is Monday. Why is the date showing? Okay, I think there is a time. This was all set fine. Okay, it's set to 5:30. Okay, so what we had here was, this is what we had it as 1, right? We had this as I'm sorry, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and then we said we are unfolding wave 5, right? Now here is where things are getting interesting, right? Because if you look at wave 5 is truncated, right? When I say truncated, for people who don't know, it means it did not project to a level that we anticipated it to be projected for, right? So it kind of truncated, and we saw this strong bounce here, right? Now, when will I confirm that this WXY is over, right? The only way we can confirm it is when this trend line is taken out, right? This 2-4 trend line, when it breaks, is when I will change short term to buy on dips, right? So very, very important tomorrow, how it opens, and if it sustains about this, for some time, then we know it's going to go up, right? There are two things that can happen. One, it sustains here and drags till this expiry. That's one possibility, because expiry is around the corner, and the premiums are very high. That's one possibility. If not, we do a massive gap up, and then we consolidate, and then if that high is taken out, it's a good opportunity to go long, right? The other thing that we also had shared was this wedge, right? If you remember, we had this wedge on. Now, if I add the RSI indicator to it, look at how beautifully things are evolving, right? We see here the price is doing lower low, right? And here you see this RSI divergence on daily, which is a very large time frame, right? So we were sell on rise from here, right? From this third candle that I remember, because we were looking for confirmations, if you recall, right? We've been riding this, and then here I had posted that Nifty could do another 1,000 points to 24,050, which it also has achieved it, right? Now with this count and the divergence, it's time to be cautious on shorts, right? What do we need for confirmations? We need a follow-up candle tomorrow, right? A bullish candle to close about today's high, which is 24,213, or 24,243. Let me make this big so it's more readable for you, right? The numbers on the right? So that's what I want. Now, has the price action given us that confirmation? The answer is no, right? Because the candle or the price action has still done lower low, right? This is the high, this is lower high. I wanted it to close above this, that would have been the best possible scenario, because price is above everything, no matter how I label it, WXY, ABC, donkeys, monkeys. Price has to give us that confirmation. So close about this would have been nice, but that did not happen, right? So we've got all the right ingredients. There is a daily RSI divergence. There is this falling wedge. Also, if we apply Elliott Wave, the correction down south is complete, right? Does it mean that the trend is changing? The answer is no, right? We're still, going through the correction, and this is how things will change, right? We were bearish and suddenly we turn bullish, and you'll see me, turning bearish once again when there are confirmations, right? So this is how corrections are, and when we have to be extremely cautious, right? So I will be looking at a follow-up candle tomorrow, and if that candle crosses today's high, right, which is 24,231, I'm going to go long, right? Because all the other ingredients are in sync. Excellent. Now, what is more important, or what was more interesting today, was Bank Nifty, right? Look at this guy. Beautiful. I didn't do the long-term analysis on Bank Nifty, but if you've seen my post, Bank Nifty was undervalued, running at the lowest PE. I had posted several posts on Twitter that it has the lowest PE ratio, and it should relatively perform better, right? So look at this price action, right? How many days of candle has it taken out? It has engulfed 1, 2, 3, 4 days of candle. That's almost a week's candle, and has closed above the previous candle, right? So very strong Marabuzu candle is what we've had in Bank Nifty, right? And I'm carrying longs on Bank Nifty, right? Because when you're bullish, take the trade that has strength in it, right? So I'm carrying on Bank Nifty the longs here. Now, I will not go into a long-term time frame on Bank Nifty, but keeping it short, this looks like a wave 1 here, right? And this looks like a 2. Let me place 3, 4, 5 here, right? And this to me looks like an ABC, A, B, and C. This can be called as an irregular flat or a running flat or whatever, right? Because B is breaking the high of 1, and then we're unfolding C here, right? So let me zoom into C, into a lower time frame, to see how things are evolving. Okay, excellent. Now this is what we've had, right? And there are multiple ways to look at it. How I'm going to label C is this, right? I'm going to mark this as wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 4 as an expanding triangle. Let me kill this arrow mark here. Again, this is a working session, right? I'm not coming here prepared. And if so, this is wave 1, and then subwave 1, and then this is subwave 2, right? 3, 4, 5. So imagine if this is wave 1, and if this is wave 2 that is getting over here, the longer term we are unfolding wave 3, right? I mean, this is going to be crazy, and you're not going to believe it. If this is wave 1, wave 2 is projecting up to 62,000 in Bank Nifty. That's another 10,000 points. And if you recall, I had posted it for HDFC Bank on Twitter, and I think that is still very well respected, right? So Bank Nifty has huge opportunity on the upside, and looking at the political situation, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump wins this election, right? Also, this structure and spot is not very clear. So what I really did was I ended up switching it to future. And if you recall, I had posted that we want Bank Nifty to close above 52,358, right? This is what I had posted, because then we're doing a higher high in combination with price action, and that will give us a strong confirmation, right? So moving on to the future in this last few minutes, look at this, right? This has a better structure. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in a smaller time frame. So if tomorrow, if I see a huge gap up, right, and for this to be valid, I need a huge gap up, right? That's the condition, and it should also break this high. While spot was struggling, right, it did not break the high. Future kind of came and gave that kiss there. While it could not close above it, but it did attempt to break, which was a good sign for me. Now, for this to be valid, one, I need a huge gap up, right? And if it does, we are talking about 54,562, right? Look at that. We're talking about another 2000 odd points that may or may not happen tomorrow, because tomorrow is an expiry. So they may drag and keep it below this, eating on time, and or if it gaps up, right? Gap up is what would create that panic. And looking at Dow Jones, remember the chart that I had posted, guys. If you're not following Twitter, please go and follow, because there is a story in every post that I post, right? Remember, I had posted this for Dow Jones. So today's Dow Jones is going to be very, very important. This was the possibility that I had posted in Twitter. If this evolves strongly today, this impulsive wave, what we see, this will enable Bank Nifty to do a gap up, right? And if it does gap up, I have long positions in Bank Nifty, which I will write it, right? The question is, what if it does not gap up, right? If it does not gap up, the other possibility that I have is it's going to spend all its day in this region. So I will immediately cut my long positions. I've shorted puts, very aggressive puts, and I will look at the straddle and or strangle. So tomorrow's opening is going to be very, very critical. Both Nifty, this trend line, and Bank Nifty is all set for an up move, right? The question is this a cat bounce or is it a change of trend? We don't know, right? But short term, we could turn bullish, and for tomorrow, depending on the opening, I will either be bullish or bearish, right? Either or. Now let's look at the options data. Let me quickly open the sensible site and bring that up, right? Login Zirida. It was a crazy day for me, by the way. There are all kind of dramas. Analyze. I'm pulling it up on the other screen, guys. Right? Open interest. Change in OI was very interesting today. Look at that. There was a short covering, call unwinding of minus 11 lakhs, and put was plus 69. Okay, I'm sorry. This is for the entire month, not for today. That's the analysis that I had done yesterday. Okay. Put plus 53.95 lakh puts, and call was minus 36. So this is more bearish, right? While we had 9 lakh puts written on 24,200, things are not adding up here, guys. Change in OI is still bearish, right? We had plus 53 lakh puts sold. I'm sorry, these are sold puts, and calls were unwinding. So this is bullish, right? This is bullish. Excellent. Looking at the overall open OI, 24,200 is going to be a make or break zone, right? And tomorrow's opening is going to decide that. So Nifty is relatively weaker when compared to Bank Nifty. Let me jump into Bank Nifty quickly and look at this. Right, look at that. How many puts were written, right? 64 lakhs to 36 lakh calls unwinding. So that's to a crore of bullish positions when if I add both of it together, right? And here on the overall open interest for Bank Nifty, we're talking about 52,000 is where we've got the maximum support and resistance, and I was also hoping, okay, 52,200 is where it is closed. I think it's showing the 52,207, right? That's the closure average that it's showing. So depending on the opening, to the possibility that we had, right, if it gaps up, it's going to create panic to the 52,000 put call writers, and they're going to look at more short covering, and we may drive all the way up to 52,500, right? So I think the plan is clear. To summarize, if it gaps up above 52 358, I'm going to go longs. If it opens flat or a gap down, it's going to go sideways, and writers are going to be in full control for tomorrow's expiring Bank Nifty. So that is all I had for today. And if there are any questions, I'm not sure if I can take it. But yeah, I want to keep this short. Don't hesitate to put it in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer. Guys, thanks. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye now.